Okay, so with your base already in place and your sidewall in, you're gonna put your G22H panel into the front wall, and then your first upright in the front wall, which is an angled upright. Just get that secured down at the base. It's a good idea to have these T-heads pre-wound in your pocket because you'll need them along the way. Okay, get your bracing in. This is the brace piece that goes across diagonally on the front wall. It's a bit longer than the one that goes on the side wall. And then we're gonna put the cross brace in, and it attaches in 3 places. We're just for now gonna attach it in the 2 places of the 2 uprights that are already there. Get that fixed down to the bottom. This is the L608-1000 diagonal piece that goes across the side, down the sidewall. Okay, now we're ready to put the G23H panel in, which is just your next panel that goes into the front wall. Then you're gonna put your next 502 in, which is your longer one, 2239 millimeters long. So now we're gonna get that lined up, make sure the angle's going the right way, attach it in to the bottom with the W05A bracket. And we're just gonna attach it in the 2 other spots with those 2 braces that we saw just a second ago. Okay, we did show this in another video, but this is just the L509 gutter. Make sure that's orientated correctly. Okay, we're doing the same process in the back wall, and make sure those panels are seated fully into the 606 beading channel. Just again, putting the bracing on. In this build, we actually put the shorter piece of bracing across the back just temporarily, and then we came back later and put the 10-foot piece that goes across the back. All right, now you're putting in the longer 502 piece, which is 502-2239. Make sure you have your 606 beading channels everywhere along the base. Okay, putting in the G07H panel on the back. We've got 2 of those. Then your 502-1960, which is your rear wall center upright. Just goes in between those 2 G07H panels. And secure it down at the base. Sliding in the G07H panel. And then we're just gonna get that last 502-2239 into place. So again, there's angles on that. Just make sure your angles are going the correct way up at the top, because it's easy enough to screw it in the wrong way and then you have to undo it and turn it around. So now the G23H panel, which is the larger of the 2 angled panels. And then we're gonna grab our last 502, which is the 1880. It's the shorter one. Get that secured in. Again, it's got an angle to it at the top. Just make sure it's facing the right way. And then your last G22H panel on the back wall and your last corner piece. Again, make sure you have the wall corner piece, not the roof corner piece, because the wall one is shorter. It's 1507 millimeters. So I'm just getting that corner screwed in. All right, now I've taken off that shorter brace piece that was temporarily in place. Now I'm going to put up the longer 10-foot back wall piece. I usually start in the middle, especially if I don't have anyone there to hold it for me. So just get that 1 center screw in, and then you can go along and do the side ones. Get a level, make sure it's level. Got all that secured in. So I've got the 2 ankle braces and the horizontal piece, L608 10-foot piece that goes all across the back wall. Okay, so it's feeling a little bit more solid. Okay, now this is our 502-1210, which is the rear cross support, which goes above those 2 G07Hs. can see the brackets that I have with pre-wound T-head bolts in there. So I'm gonna get that in place and lined up. And if your brackets are in your pocket, that's helpful. So you just got to get those T-heads into the channels. Just get those lined up and then just drill them in. Again, I usually start with the center one because it makes it easier. And you get the T-shaped ones, get those lined up in the channels. Okay, so that cross piece is all in there. All right, here's the other brackets that we need, which are for our eave and for the two uprights. So make sure your corner piece is touching the ridge there of the L509 inner gutter. So it should be sitting flush right onto it, as I'm pointing out here. All right, so now you're gonna attach all those back wall brackets. Here's the I bracket, it's a W04A. Just going from the upright to that roof corner piece, and then your eave bracket, the W02A, just lining up all those bolts into the channels. All right, now we have that corner piece up. We're ready to accept the G24H piece of glass, which is your angled piece, which I'm showing you here. So just gonna slide it into the channel like so. And then you also want to have your other pieces handy. So that is the L5020702 piece that I've just picked up there. And then I also need my brackets handy. Right now I'm putting in the W01A. So that attaches to the roof corner and also the 502, short 502 piece that I just put in there. So it just takes a little bit of fiddling to get those T-heads lined up inside the channels, get those screwed in, and then I'm putting in the other G24H piece. Very carefully sliding into the channel. Careful not to hit the edges of the glass. That is the delicate part of the glass. Okay, now I'm ready to put my other corner piece on the side of the roof. So again, this is the L501 1935. So just getting all of the bolts lined up, the T-head bolts of that top W01A piece have to fit inside the channel of the corner roof piece. So I'll get that in place, and then I'm also gonna put my I bracket pieces into those other two uprights and secure that. I'm also here taking that, it's called the 507X roof ridge locator. So that's gonna give me the correct angle. If you need to make any adjustments, just make adjustments to slide that slightly up or down, but it also, those roof corners have to be sitting flush onto the gutter. So sometimes there's just, you'll find a little bit of unevenness maybe in the base, or make sure that's all level. Usually just works itself out. So now I'm getting my I brackets in, securing that corner piece of the roof. And as you can see, my 507X roof ridge locator, which is just a cross section of that roof ridge, that's snug in there. So it's like, it's just staying in there by itself. So now I've removed it, and I know that it's at a good angle to accept my roof ridge when I bring the roof ridge up. Back wall is done. All right, now I'm gonna come around to the other side of the front wall, because as you remember, we just did the one side, and now we're doing the right side. So putting in those panels, it's pretty just repetitive of what you've already done a few times here. Not much explaining needed. Again, putting up that bracing, it just helps balance the next piece of glass that we're gonna put in, which is our G23H. Especially helpful if you don't have someone to help hold it. Okay, just continuing on with these braces, putting up the angled brace now, the 608 1268. It's the longer one, goes on the front and back walls. And then my last G23H panel going into place. And the last 502, the longer one, it's 2239. And I'm just gonna attach that last upright to the base, obviously, and to the two braces that I've got ready there. Now I'm gonna put on my 501 roof angle corner piece. It's a 501 1935. Again, just like the back wall, I'm using those I-shaped brackets to screw it into place to the uprights below. And my 504 1210D, which just means it's got two holes in it, it's the door mounting rail. It's the same piece that goes across the back. So what I'm showing here is, in order to establish the height of that 1210, is we're putting in that glass panel, and then we're just gonna mark it with a pencil. So we're just getting it into place. We just happen to have a graphite pencil on hand, which is a bit hard to see in this video, but if you have something lighter, that will be easier to see your markings. But you're just gonna get that marked, and then you can put that 1210D across with your T-shaped brackets into position. Obviously on the front wall, we don't have the glass panels below it because that's the opening for the door to establish that height. So that's why we have to mark it and put those T-brackets in to secure it so that we can put those angled glass pieces above it. Okay, now I'm just duplicating what I did on the back wall already. So I'm putting in the 24H panel, glass panel, and then the middle upright piece there that I'm fastening in with the W01A bracket. There's 5 nuts and bolts on there, and then the next G24H angled panel slides right in to place. And once you have all your front wall glass in, then you can put your last corner roof piece on, which again is your 501 1935. So same process, just getting that attached to all the brackets. Okay, so now we're gonna attach the rail mount, which is your 608 1210D. It has some slots in it, 4 slots. We're gonna attach it to that cross piece that goes below the glass, and then as you can see, just slides into place there with those slots. We'll tighten those up, and then we'll be ready to put that top door track on, which is your 621 2516. You're gonna loosely wind in 2 of those SO3s into the door track, and then you'll just get those slid into those slots that we just saw on the 608. Get it centered. Now I'm just using a 10 mil spanner to tighten those nuts on. That's the only way to access those nuts in the back and tighten on that top door track. Now the bottom door track, the 519 to 516, just slides right under those uprights on the front wall that I'm pointing to. So get that slid into place. Now you'll notice there's 5 slots in that lower door rail, so you're gonna use those T-head bolts again to attach the door track to the base in those 5 slots. Kind of have to get down low on the ground to see, and it's helpful to have someone else helping you with this part. Now that you have your door tracks in, you can slide your doors into place. Just click on the link below for our 8-foot video, which does cover how to build the doors and all the rest of the greenhouse, which is the same in all the models, the sidewalls and the roof. This video is just for the front and back wall of the 10-foot wide model. And here's a photo of the finished greenhouse, which we also put a shade cover on. All right, thanks for watching.